Hey there, how great is God? I know, that's a big question, eh? Pun intended. When you're reading the Bible sections that are scheduled for us to read, are there times where you pick up a theme or a topic that is in all or most of them? I've spoken before about not inserting our ideas or opinions into Scripture, but the Bible does speak about things in more than one place. In fact, we must be careful of taking what appears to be something in the Bible that is being taught in a specific spot and from only that spot without confirming it in other places. The Bible is its best interpreter. As I was reading through today's portion of Scripture, there seemed to me to be more general theme that God wanted to convey to me. In Genesis 35, God calls Jacob to reestablish relationship with him by building an altar at Bethel. Jacob tells his family to put away their foreign gods and ritually purify themselves because he is going to worship God, the God who established him. He buries all their idols and leaves them under a tree near Shechem. In Psalm 15, it's a question and response concerning going to God's temple or tent to worship in Jerusalem and involves self-examination about living in relationship with a holy God. The person who centers themselves in worshiping God shall never be moved. In Proverbs 3, Solomon is passing along the importance of sound wisdom and discretion. Walking in this way will cause his foot to not stumble. It was also to avoid traps, that the Lord would be his confidence in it. True wisdom is rooted in walking out a relationship with God, who is greater than their circumstances. In Matthew 12, we read about Jesus' disciples picking grain to eat on the Sabbath, and of a person with a withered hand being healed on the Sabbath. We already read in Matthew 5 that Jesus said he didn't come to abolish the law, but to fulfill it. But here he says he's greater than the temple in verse 6, and the center of which is the center of worship and ritual for them, and he is Lord of the Sabbath, which was part of the Ten Commandments where God told him that keep it holy. Jesus reveals that God is greater than the Jewish leaders were showing, and that there was a greater command of love and mercy that superseded legalistic ritual. We must be careful not to take this upon ourselves in interpreting it, but as I said at the start, let Scripture interpret Scripture. And overall, let the Lord be over it, not us. The Son of Man title that Jesus uses does not apply to us all, but to him alone as Lord of the Sabbath. Jesus was keeping the heart of the law, which revealed the heart and character of God, rather than the ritual the Jews had made greater than that. Jesus does not discount keeping the Sabbath holy. He did not break the law. He expressed keeping it within the light of God's love and mercy, so the hungry could eat and the lame could be healed. How great is your God? Can God be both holy and merciful? Can God call you to walk in his ways while giving grace to the humble? We do not want to create a false dichotomy by putting one aspect against the other. God's holiness calls us to walk in his ways. God's mercy calls us to follow Jesus and be filled and healed. I want to encourage you to watch a video from a message that was given by Dr. Samuel Lockridge back in the 70s, I think. And it was titled, "That's My King." I have a link to the video in the description on Facebook and YouTube, or if you're reading this on the email or clicked on it in the email, then there's another link at the bottom. Listen to it and be inspired at the greatness of God and his call to worship our merciful King. God bless you all in your journey with God and adventure in the Bible today.